grandmother was a strict, but very wise woman. She prayed for me. I knew that every success I had was thanks to her. She became ill when my first child was born. The baby wasn't completely healthy because of the difficult birth. Everyone tried to convince me to keep him in the maternity hospital, but I couldn't do it. My husband was on my side. We carried that cross together. The difficult 90s. There was no money. No jobs either. The medicine was just awful. We had a sick baby and no guarantees. At that time there were no rehabilitators, so we had to look for some kind of connection. The doctors shook their hands and advised me to give up on my son, because they didn't know how to treat him. My mother was my only support. Look for a cure, otherwise, forget that I'm your mother. Stop whining and save your son. I really took matters into my own hands then. I started looking for drugs on the black market. In this turmoil, fate brought me to a chiropractor. Then I remembered my grandmother. She even helped me from beyond the grave. He took hold of my son and believed in him, even though all the doctors insisted that he was not viable. I can't even describe the feelings I had when my baby took his first independent steps. It was a victory. From extreme to extreme, I tried different techniques. I even went to witches. I went from extreme to extreme in order not to miss my chance. I regularly took my son to a sanatorium. Sometimes he would stay there on his own. His regimen demanded it. They wouldn't even let me in to see him. It was a trial for me. I cried at the gate, though I understood that everything was being done for our own good. New challenges later, it turned out that my son had another problem with his eyesight. Treatment at the clinic of Fedorov was beyond my means, and it was impossible for an ordinary person to get there. I remembered my grandmother's prayers, read them out and collected money. From world to world, as they say. Yes, I took out a loan, but once again I saved my son. We needed 4 surgeries. I decided to make an appointment for at least one, because there was no money for the others. My son came back from surgery only 4 hours later, although the operation should have lasted no more than an hour. The bandage was on 2 eyes, although I only paid for 1 surgery. I did everything, the doctor said. But I don't have that amount, I cried. I'm not asking you to pay. It's okay, do not worry. I cried with happiness and thanked the doctor a million times. Only we got rid of our vision problems. A new verdict sounded: cerebral palsy. A new life. Since then we started a completely different stage of life. The people we met on the road were different. Some of them turned their heads, while others gave us hope. Most importantly, our neurologist believed in us. He knew that the diagnosis was not a verdict and that a happy ending was possible. The main thing was to believe.